We are off in our first port. Welcome to Aruba.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Saeed.
And it's your girl, Robin.
And we're coming to you again with another video on Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady. We're currently floating through the Southern Caribbean. And today I wanted to give you some highlights on our sea day and our review of Aruba.
And that was the first two
days on the cruise.
Full days on the cruise of our 7-night Southern Caribbean cruise from San Juan.
Right, we went to sleep. We woke up, we were in Aruba.
Yay, Aruba! That was our first port. So one of the main reasons we chose this actual itinerary is because we wanted to go to the ABC Islands. So this itinerary does the A and the C, Aruba and Curacao. So the first port was Aruba. One thing I loved about this Aruba stop. Thank you for the word. That was a simple word. The Aruba stop was that it was a very long day. We got into port. I think we could disembark
roughly about 9 a.m.
About 9, and we did not have to be back on the boat until 11:30 p.m. So I think that really gives you a chance to explore some of the more local things in that port. You know, a lot of times if you're just there from like 8 to 3 or 8 to 4, you have to go rush through a few things to come back. But we were able to leave, come back, go out later in the evening. So I think it gave us a chance to really explore the local scene a little more. So I really appreciated that. You want to tell them about our morning activity?
So semi-full day. So one thing we did through a third party, and we'll have a video too about excursions and how, do you use the cruise ships excursions, do you go third party? But for this one, for Aruba, we did do a third party, and it basically was a full day tour of the island. So
can I interject just really quick about the third party? We use Viator that's one of our trusted sources partners, that we use, and it's one of our a group that we partner with, because they really do vet the tours. They also they have a lot of options. So we're gonna put the link to our Viator cruise that we did. Just full transparency. It is an affiliate link, meaning that we will get just a little bit. If you book through that link, we'll get a little.
There's a benefit to our
we'll get a little commission, but it's not going to be a different cost to you. It's just a way to support us with no additional cost to you. But we wouldn't recommend it unless we truly didn't use it. But we use it all the time when we go on trips to find verified, trusted third-party vendors. So we'll talk more about that in another video, but I did want to let you know that you have the option to take the same cruise that we did or the same excursion that we did, and we used it through Viator.
Yeah, so anyway, long story made short, there all-day tour of Aruba. We hit multiple spots, so there basically were 5 stops in the day. Started out about 10 and ultimately got back to the ship roughly about 5:30. So first they took us to the oldest lighthouse in Aruba.
I think it was called California
Lighthouse. So that was cool. We also stopped by a chapel.
The first chapel built on the island.
Then the Natural Bridge, which is a kind of natural phenomenon that basically connected portions of the coastal part of the island.
And we went to the rock formations too.
Yep, did that. Then the Aloe farm, which actually is how we started our day, and that basically shows you how they cultivate aloe, and you'd be shocked as how much you can utilize aloe vera for stuff. So that was really an educational experience there. And we
got to go through their factory and see that
how
process.
They process it.
And they had a store we could buy their products. Now this particular Aruba aloe is only available. Did they say they're only available in Aruba?
Yeah, this particular one.
I think you have to buy their products
here locally.
So no, actually, they do have a website. They did say you can buy things from their website. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They did say they can buy things from their website. A couple things I want to mention about all those stops was that at each place there was like a little snack bar, of course, a little souvenir shop. So if you want to, pick up some little knickknacks along the way and all that, you have options to do that. But that was pretty much the full first half of the day.
Right. And so once we left the Natural Bridge, we then ultimately went to Baby Beach, which is on the I want to say the northern coast of the island, but Baby Beach is the name of it, so you can find where exactly it is. And that was where we stopped, and so it gave us the opportunity to do two things. One, it gave us the opportunity to dine local with a place called Big Mama Grill, and then Aruba is known for their beaches, the white sand beaches. So we were there roughly for about an hour, so we just got to get a chance to put our feet in the water.
It was a little longer than an hour just for eat lunch and to go put our feet in the water in the beach. I think it was about a 2 hour. We were there about 2 hours total. We were about in the beach for the ocean water for about an hour. But one thing I loved kind of backing up is that because it's on the other side of the island, we actually got to go through other parts of the island. We got to kind of leave the main kind of like
more
downtown
touristy
area, and we were able to go through other parts of the islands. That was really cool. And the driver, he was a local native here, so he was able to give a lot of background for a lot of places that we went through, a lot of neighborhoods, and showed us some things. So I really did appreciate that as well, being able to. And this it was about a 30 to 45 minute drive from the port, so it's not something that you can access just by walking. It's something that you will need to get either a taxi or to get some type of excursion to take you there. Once we got there, the water was beautiful. Like you said, Aruba's known for having their white sand, clear water. We were like sitting there looking at fish going under by our feet. So we were able to kind of stick our feet in and do that for a little bit. I know some people love Aruba for snorkeling because the water is so clear. We didn't do that, but I think overall that tour just gave you the best of all of it.
A full picture of the island, what it has to offer, how they operate, all of those things. So it was cool. Yeah,
and typically for us, the first time that we visit an island, we like to do an island tour or just any destination. To me just gives you we like to understand the culture of the place we're attending, hear from a native, and then if we ever come back, then we can kind of have some things that we know we want to do later.
Yeah. So got back from the beach and back to the ship. And so then we just had an opportunity to kind of reset, freshen up and do all of that. And then again, because of the fact that we did have time, we then were able to go back out for dinner. And so we went to a restaurant called Driftwood, which is a seafood restaurant in Aruba. And it's probably was about a 15-minute walk from the port, maybe a 5-minute drive if you were driving.
Or taking a taxi.
Right. Mm-hmm. But again, it was good. A locally owned seafood restaurant. And so that was really a good experience. Again, just the idea of when you're, where you can, you may not do it at every port you stop in. Yeah. But when you do have the opportunity, if it makes sense to try to, get a taste of the local cuisine, that's something that we do look to try to do. And again, like we told you, we're foodies. So being able to really get a taste of the city or the country that we're in, particularly again when we're not in the U.S., when we're out of the country, that really is exciting to us.
And there were two local kind of things that we did try. One was
fuchi, and then
which is kind of like a local polenta. And then we also tried their local cornbread. I forgot the exact name of it, but it was interesting to try. They both were okay. But it was interesting to try and know what they did. The cornbread to me was more like what we would call a pancake. But I think it was like you said, it's good to kind of get locally. It was a local family that owned. It was a family-owned business. So anytime you can, invest into the places that you're visiting. So that's kind of more, responsible tourism.
Right.
And then he mentioned that we went to Big Mama Grill at Baby Beach. They had like the Americanized side of the of the menu. You can get burgers, fries, pizza, all the American things. But we like to do local, so we were able to get one of their local meats that they really eat is goat. So we got curry goat and oxtails, and it was good. It was really good. Right. If you are a fan of Caribbean food, very similar to I think most Caribbean places. You think about like Jamaican cuisine, all of that. Right. It reminded me of that, so I just wanted to.
But it was good. It was good. So then we left Driftwood, and before we ended our night, we went to a speakeasy.
And I think that was one of our highlights of the day.
Called Apotek.
Yeah.
Apotek. And again, it's the whole speakeasy thing. So you have to, when you get there, you have to know where you're going. Then once you get there, now luckily where Driftwood was relative to Apotek, literally was like a 2-minute walk up the block. So
it was perfect.
So that was great. You ring the bell. They ask if you have a reservation.
You have to have a reservation
so make sure
first.
You have a reservation. You can do it online.
Yeah, we were able to do it through Open Table, and it wasn't a problem to get a reservation. You just had to have one. So, like you said, you ring the bell, and they're like, "Do you have a reservation?" If you say no, I don't know what happens.
Right, but we didn't have that, so we didn't want to find out.
Right,
so we had the reservation, and so then they, the hostess came to the door, let us in. And basically, it's a bar, right? So, but it's elevated, of course. So
it's like elevated cocktails
and things
just
like that.
Very kind of different flavors. It was just a good
vibe. Yeah. So, very chill. There's actually another hidden space in the venue that you can rent out. So we did find that out. But again, it was just kind of a good nightcap. To get a couple of drinks, kind of absorb the day overall,
support another local small business while we were here. So that was a local. It was like I was reading the background, like 2 friends who locally wanted to kind of elevate some of the nightlife and the cocktail culture. They really were art. They call themselves cocktail artisans.
Right.
It's really an art to them. So it was very cool just to see the different drinks. And we'll show some of our drinks that we had there. But it was nice. It was a good cab. Had soft music playing. It was a little dark in there. We had to
had to
use the cell phone light.
Use current technology to see the menu.
But we like finding those little unique spaces, like when we go to places, that cultural thing. So because we were there all day, we didn't use the amenities of the boat to like eat on the cruise ship, which I know some people always like to do because you're like, I paid for it, it's in my fare. We understand that makes sense, but for us it was just a good chance for us to support some local businesses and get an idea of some of the local culture. So I appreciated that a lot.
So that was our sea day and our day in Aruba. So again, really have enjoyed our time on the boat so far. Curacao is next. So again, we'll have a video for that and let you know how we navigated through that. But
right. And Curacao is so close to Aruba. That's why we were able to stay so late. That's why we didn't leave after midnight, because I think it's really, if they're going like at normal speeds, I think it's on like a 3-hour ride. So that's why we were able to stay so late. They had
plenty of time to get there.
So if you're doing a cruise tour with that itinerary, it may be something similar where they'll have a longer port day for you.
And either one, depending on which one you go to first.
And even if Bonaire is in there too, ABC Islands, they're all very close to each other. So
yeah. But
I enjoyed my first port day. What about you?
It was good. Had a good time.
Yeah.
Had a really good time.
So have any of you been to Aruba? What was your, what did you think about it? I definitely want to come back to Aruba and stay like on land for a few days, do some more exploring. But I had a good time. Everybody was super nice, helpful. Mm-hmm. I felt very safe. I don't feel like the people in the markets were like really aggressive or anything, when trying to make you purchase anything, right, or pushy. So it was a really good laid back vibe. One thing we missed was that the day
we were leaving, so the day we were going to be in Curacao, we found out that's Flag Day in Aruba, which is basically like not necessarily their Independence Day, but just the day that they really just celebrate the country. and we were going to be gone. So that was sad.
So everybody was like getting ready for the next day, like this big celebration. They said it was going to be like food and music and everybody in the street. So when we come back, we have to come back on March 18th.
March 18th every year.
March 18th every year. We have to come back the same time, but stay so we can experience Flag Day. So we really experience that culture. So let us know. Have you ever experienced Flag Day? Let us know in the comments.
Right. So as always, like and subscribe. You see the links down low, and let us know how we're doing, what information you want to hear, and we'll give it to you.
All right, thanks. Peace.
Peace.